Whoa! It went full screen.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're scum! We suck!
I love Wayne's World, man. That
Me
was a
too.
funny movie.
Their car was the best, man. If I ever get rich, I'm gonna buy that car.
Yeah. And blast, Bohemian Rhapsody at full volume.
Yeah. Grow my hair out, buy the hat, buy those.
Oh, I have that
tattoos.
already.
See, you're there, man.
I'm close. I'm
Man.
close. What's up, everybody?
What's up, everyone? Happy Friday, March 17th. It's a little bit early here. It's a little bit later in Spain. So, Franco, thank you for your time, and we'll try to make this short and sweet. But how you doing, man?
All good, man. Just make it sweet. That doesn't need to be short. Don't worry. Very good. Thanks for the invite. It's going to
Thanks
be
for
fun
joining
for sure.
me. And Buck, man, how's your Friday going?
It's going good.
Where's your statues, man? Are you a statue collector, or what's going on here?
I've retired. I'm a real retired. All those other people that say they're retired, they're lying, man. I'm actually retired.
He's like this.
For real? For real retiring?
No.
Buck, man, great to have you, man. And Mr. Everyday Collector, man, how's it going? Where's your statues? I feel alone, man.
I retired as well. No, I'm kidding. Today's babysitting. I'm on babysitting watch, so I passed on the duty to Elmo. We'll see how it goes. 1 minute at a time. But glad to see Franco. Glad to be here. You guys are awesome. A little early, this is a little early.
Yeah.
For you
The
guys,
sun's
I
still
know.
out, so it's crazy. But Franco, I remember seeing you on DCX, and here's an episode I remember seeing you from right here. Let me show you guys.
Oh my God. We have clips?
Appreciate it, brother. And then from the man we've been trying to talk to this man for a long time. We all big admirers of his work. He's a cool dude, man. I've always wanted to talk to him. We got here Mr. Franco Carlesimo. Welcome, brother.
Yeah. Franco. What's up, guys? Really nice to be here.
Look at that young guy right there. Look at that guy.
I look like 10 years younger. I was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Shit.
Wow.
I'm
This
sorry.
job is killing me.
Google
That was
Hangouts,
2
man.
years ago. Holy man!
No, I think it was a little bit more, but
Oh, I was gonna say, my God.
It says 3
Probably.
years.
19, right? Yeah, probably. Yeah. So then 20. There you go. It was just 3 years ago. Yeah.
That's funny.
Time
man.
it's being brutal with me, man.
With us all, man. Don't worry about it. But Franco, man, like we got a crap load of questions for you, but trying to make this, like I said, short and sweet, so it doesn't feel like an interview. Try to make it a little bit fun.
Fine.
But
Yeah.
John, we have your question up first. If you want to read it off too.
For sure.
Ilfog.
Franco, I want to know. So a community's torn normally between edition sizes. Some people like edition sizes, some people don't. What's your take? What are your opinion on edition sizes? And do they have a place in the statue community?
Okay. So for me, I know it's a little bit. I'm on the controversial side. I think because most people don't really care about that much about the edition size, but I think it is important. It's nice to have an edition size because this is like actually it's collecting. So the fact that there are some pieces that are not being produced as such large quantity makes them harder to get, and I think that is part of the game. Like it just always reminds me of when I used to collect figurines, the albums and the figurines, and you just go to the kiosk and buy the package, not know what you're going to get, and then you just got the same usual figurines as everybody else. And there were these like really grails that they were hard to find, so that's why you keep buying them, and it will be really rewarding and exciting once you get one of those. So I think that is like kind of a part of collecting, the fact that there are some pieces that you're probably going to really like and you're going to want them, and if the edition size is low, it's going to make them harder to get. But I think the reward once you get them is going to be a lot more than just going to a web, clicking 2 times and getting the statue, buying it, and that's it. Everybody wants everything so fast, like now. It's just like, give it to me now.
Yeah.
There is an enjoyment in the hunt, you can say, or at least I think it's
I'm 100% with you. I agree completely. I
nice.
think edition sizes are important. It adds to that fun of the collecting, the hunt. You know,
think it
the
makes-
good old days. A piece used to go up for pre-order. You had to be at the computer to order it then and there. Was it. You'd buy it in the secondary market, and I miss those days. But maybe we're getting a little bit more of it coming from some of the companies. It looks like a little bit of a lower edition sizes now, so we'll get back to that hunt.
I think this passed because I don't know if you know, but a pandemic just ended, and it's weird, man. I mean, everybody's like, I don't know. I think that people's memories is like foggy, but I think the pandemic actually changed a lot of things in a lot of markets, and I think it changed a lot of things in the collectibles market as well because everybody was at home. Everybody was like, looking things to do, looking how to entertain themselves or whatever. And there's a joke there. I'm not going to do it. And then a lot of people pre-order a lot of stuff, bought a lot of stuff, and you can see now that a lot of those bots were like just from out of boredom, maybe.
Mhm.
And I think that companies are feeling that because you get a lot of revenue in 2021, 2022, and then 2020, 2021, and then it's 2022, just not the same. It's like a lot less suddenly. I think they are starting to notice that, and I think they're going to cut back on the edition size for sure. But what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to make it like how XM does sometimes? Like
a
with cap?
made to order.
Yeah, and with a cap.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I even think for some pieces or the way people, because you got to find a balance for both sides. I think if you even did sort of like that made to order style or an open edition for regular version, and then the exclusive has the edition size. So for people who appreciate a smaller edition size and want an exclusive, they can go for that option.
Okay.
I do like
that's the way they did it with exclusive. I mean, at the beginning at least, adding the exclusive, so that would reward the people that would, pre-order it.
I do like the XM route they do. It's like made to order, just because like companies have to watch out for themselves too. Like they can't make 1,000, 15,000, and then no one buys it. No one's interested because they lose money. But like if you do a made to order thing, you get the people that are really interested in the art, in the statue, in the artist, whatever, and you get to help. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard though too, right? Because like there's so many companies
choose
out
a side. Come on, you have to choose a side. Don't be a vanilla here. Come on, don't be soft.
Oh man. All right, but what do you think, Buck?
Deflecting the question. Yeah, deflecting the question. There you go. Yeah, Buck, come on. Save me here.
I'm not with you guys on this.
That's fine.
The reason why is because I personally I don't really care about the edition size so much. I want to have the piece if it's good, and I feel like even if it's a larger ES, if it's a good piece I'm gonna keep for a long time, eventually a bunch of those pieces that are out there, they're either gonna get destroyed, they're gonna get lost, gonna settle in with they're permanent collectors at some point. You're never gonna see them out there. If I want it to be like maybe a true collectible or I want to sell it later on, if I wait 15 years, it can be that thing. I mean, there's video games that were sold in the 90s that were made in like hundreds of thousands. If you try and find them today, you're gonna have a hard time finding those pieces. So finding those games. But I think it's honestly just a matter of how long you're willing to wait. If you want something, you have to be rare. Even if you buy it now, it doesn't have to be rare in the moment. If you actually like it and you want to keep it for a long period of time, eventually, just because of time and the way people take care of their stuff, a bunch of those pieces out in the wild are gonna get damaged or they're gonna get destroyed. Yours will be like a nice rare copy of something that is in pristine condition and it will still be hard to find in like if you take care of it. Look at
Yeah,
comic books
but
as well.
then what you're saying, sorry, Back, I didn't want to interrupt you specifically, but what you're saying then is just like you don't care about edition size now, but you will eventually. Because if you say that there are, I don't know, 1,000, let's say you're going to keep the statue and you're going to keep it for 15 years. And in 15 years, there are going to be, I don't know, 300. Now the edition size is lower and yours has more value because you keep it in pristine condition, and you kept it in that quality. And if you want to, I wasn't talking about reselling, but if you want to resell it, obviously it's going to be a higher value than when you bought it. But again, I mean, the edition size there, it is becoming a factor eventually in what you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know, but that what I'm saying in that regard is to satiate the people that care about edition size. Because if you care about edition size mostly for it to be rare, I'm trying to tell you that if you keep it for long enough, it will become rare. Just due to the way things work and the way people don't take care of their stuff. I think if you keep your statue for a long time, even if it has a large ES now, it'll become rare. But the
Okay.
reason why I don't really care about why I would rather the companies do larger ESs, one, I don't like ordering the pieces immediately they show them. I prefer to wait for it to come out before I purchase. If the ES is lower, I have to make a decision with as little information as possible. When they announced it, I don't have that much information. They're showing me the prototype. I don't know what the production piece is going to look like. Definitely, for some companies, you can make a educated guess based on what they've done in the past. You can say, okay, this is the quality I can expect from this company. They can still
Mhm.
fuck up though, and they definitely do fuck up sometimes. So I would rather have it where like I have as much power as possible as a consumer, where I can withhold my money for as long as possible and then wait until later to buy it. Then also the fact that if like you said, a lot of people buy out of boredom, they just buy because they don't really think about it, they don't really know that they want it. I like to buy from those people because they give me the lower price. And if the piece is still on sale on the website when those people are selling, they will
Yeah, it's going to
definitely
be
give a
cheaper for
lower
you.
price than buying
Yes.
it directly
So
from
you're looking
the
after yourself,
yeah,
basically.
exactly.
That's
So
why
I,
you.
I I like that. I like
Okay. So you're looking after yourself, basically. That's why you like the bigger yes. So you just like,
yeah,
yeah, that's fine. That's
yes,
perfect.
yes. But also at the same time though, the people who want the lower ES are looking after themselves as well. Right?
Everybody's
I'm
looking
and I'm
after
not
themselves.
begrudging them that. I'm just
Yeah,
exactly,
but what I'm
exactly.
saying, yeah, but
I'm not
it's not.
begrudging
That's
them
why I'm
that.
saying that there is no good or bad answer. That's what I'm saying. It's all the same in
Mhm.
a sense. It's just rather what you like, and that's it. That's why. And do it. Of course, you have to buy a
One thing that
statue
you,
if you like it. I agree completely. Like, don't buy a statue because just there is
Mhm.
a low edition size. That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. Go ahead, Boxer.
One thing I would say is that for one thing that benefits everybody is if the statue has a larger ES, anyone who comes later down the line who likes the character and wants the piece is able to get it. Especially for the characters that the companies might not want to go through the effort of making uh like a new design and
Okay.
making them again. I'll give you an example. Look at the sideshow John Stewart premium format. For instance, that statue, I don't think they're gonna make another one sideshow. And that statue is like it's kind of like there's two John Stewarts, the Tweeterhead and the sideshow. I don't know if Tweeterhead is doing it in quarter scale, but the sideshow one is in quarter scale. And if you think about that, it's like I think the sideshow one is more dynamic and I don't think they're gonna make another one again for a long time. If someone is just getting into the hobby, it would be nice for them to be able to get it, you
Yeah,
know,
but again, it's
like
that instant
because it had a
gratification.
larger ES,
I mean,
so it's
I get it,
available.
but again, it's that instant gratification because if they really like it, they get into a hobby and I'm looking around for the old statues that were made and they find out that one was made and they really like it and now they have to hand that statue down. Once they get it, yeah, price is not going to be the same as buying it from sideshow, obviously. But once they get that statue, I'm sure the gratification is going to be much bigger than just, again, 2 clicks and getting the statue at home. There is a reason why you keep buying statues like every month. And it's because you get that satisfaction like met right away. And once that dopamine hits, when you open the statue, the box, and you get it on the display and you look at it for the 1, 2, 3 days, that dopamine is gone because it was super easy to get the statue. So that is that.
I hear what you're saying.
That's one. That's one of my reasons.
Yeah, it's like anything that's easy to get is not something that you're going to appreciate as
Exactly.
much. The harder it is to achieve something, the more you will appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying. But I still rather pay like retail
That's perfect.
price.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, in fact, I get it. Yeah, of course.
Hey,
But
so Frank,
it's nice. I like this because there is reasoning behind each opinion. That's perfect. But love it. Love the answer.
Pablo's asking for a translation, so we'll talk to Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo can learn. Yeah, Pablo is an amazing sculptor. If you don't know Pablo Perdomo, you should check his work. It's insane. It's really, really good. And he's a friend. He's a really cool guy.
Hablamos después, okay? We'll talk to you later, man. Like it would be great to see what he does. I've never heard of him, to be honest.
Pablo, didn't Pablo do
Didn't
he do the Dark Side Catwoman?
Catwoman, yeah.
He did the Dark Side Catwoman.
He's very good with likenesses.
He's amazing. And you have to check his YouTube, his Artstation, whatever, because he does crazy things.
Yeah. Always does dynamic poses with the characters. Yeah. Nice.
We're going to get to the second question, which is Bucks. And Buck, if you wanted to read this one off.
Okay, so I've been looking at your personal work, and basically I can't help, I'm noticing what in your personal work specifically, you have an inclination towards things that are very grotesque, they're ugly, and they're horrific, right? When you feel like expressing yourself creatively, do you find that your comfort zone is to make horror sculpts that are scary?
Yes, I don't necessarily think that they are scary, actually. But yes, I enjoy a lot more working on creature style, I would say, than superheroes in my personal work. Because I have a lot more freedom, express what I want to do. And it's just more fun to me to create something that doesn't exist in the real world. Like all these characters, of course, they don't exist, but they are based on humans, you can say. So I always really like the fact that if you are able to create something, why would I be interested in recreating something that already exists?
Mm-hmm.
That's my main reason. And when I was a kid, things that I love was horror movie and let's say Alien from Giger, from Aliens, the Xenomorph. I was amazed by that because that's something that doesn't exist in the real world, and I'm seeing it, perform, moving. And that was always grabbed my interest. It was the fantasy stuff that was interesting to me, and it wasn't I was scary to it, but I was drawn to it. It's I wanted to see it, without all the shadows. I want to see the forms. I want to see the full creature. I want to see how it works, everything. And that for me it's always been more interesting.
Oh man, I don't know about you, but this is fucked up. This is scary.
Yeah, it's fine.
Buck used to Captain America. Who wants little pillow to hold them.
That's fine as well. Yeah.
No. I like the way that because in your work, I see. I was gonna say I saw the Geiger influence, right? And I saw there's another artist, is a Polish painter.
Yeah,
his name is Bezinski.
You told me that, and I didn't knew about Baczynski like 2 years ago. Maybe I learned about him.
Hmm.
That was crazy because I
It's
fell in
it's
love
so
like
crazy.
immediately. Yeah,
Yeah,
Baczynski's.
because
Yeah,
when I
it's
look
I
at your
love it.
work, the way you do the textures on the and like the forms on the face, the way you like carve into them and make those like weird shapes, the organic shapes in the body, it reminds me so much
Mhm.
of his paintings. And
Yeah.
immediately I saw that, I was like, wow, okay, I thought this was one of your key influences.
No, yeah, I was great. I wasn't aware of him as soon as I knew about him because of a video I saw on YouTube. It was called, I think it was called The Nightmare Artist, something like that, by uh, well, I don't remember the channel's name right now, but it was a really good video explaining about his life and everything. That's where I discovered the artist, and I've been following, like looking at his work for a long time now. And yeah, I see what you're saying, and it's just it's a compliment to me. So thank you, because yeah, I love his work.
Yeah.
I am not trying to replicate it. That was the funny thing, but there are similitudes I see because I like bones. I like a stretchy skin, these skinny family characters. I don't know. I like those kinds of things. That comes a lot actually from Giger, Geiger. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Geiger. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, and Brzezinski, it's really inspiring for me. And he was a crazy dude. I mean, he never. That's a hard thing about his work is that he didn't name his paintings. So
No.
if you're looking for a painting, there is no way of looking it up really easy because they don't have names.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
just have to go through a lot of his work to find
And he did a lot
the
of
one that
paintings and
you saw
photographs. Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
I guess going off that question really quick, how like how is it easier to do these grotesque ones compared to like a Colossus? Like when you look at
For me,
Colossus, he
yes.
seems
A
it's a lot
thousand
easier.
time, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
Because
like when people
Colossus, I have to. The thing is that Colossus, it has like human anatomy, and you have seen him hundreds of times. So you're going to recognize if something is wrong, or you're going to get the feeling that something is not working right, or something is, I don't know, misshapen or something like that. Because it has human anatomy, and even, I mean, people don't study anatomy regularly. We all see human bodies every day, so you can recognize a lot of things. These days in Instagram, you get a lot of naked dudes doing exercises, so so you can see a lot of anatomy these days really easily. So it's harder for me to replicate human anatomy, like for sure. It's a
gotcha.
constant struggle and study.
Well, just a really quick thing. If anyone's interested in like looking up Franco's work, there is not everyone knows about this. Like I just found out about this through Buck recently. Artstation, like it's one
Hmm.
word, artstation.com
Yeah,
/ Carlesimo. And or / anybody, like Amir Carr,
yeah.
everybody, everyone puts their work here and
This
it's
web, yeah, this is
amazing.
a portfolio web. This was the most popular after. What was the call? There was one called
CG,
Sushi Hub, I think it was,
CG Hub.
or
Yeah, I
Sushi
think so.
Hub,
Yeah.
and it just went away suddenly from one day to another one, and then all these different platforms were trying, to catch all the people that were there, and this one won basically.
Awesome. Well, going on with the questions, John, this one's from you.
Franco. Um, Sculpted tons of beautiful pieces. Name different characters. How about a character that you haven't sculpted that you'd like to tackle?
Well, the first one that comes to mind always is like the Joker, but I don't know what kind of interpretation I would do because that's why it's kind of hard. I have a big picture of him like on my wall here.
Would you ever consider doing
Uh,
something like your own interpretation?
that's the thing, yeah, because I don't know how I would do it. Yeah, because yeah, I could replicate some of the comic styles,
Of course.
but I don't know if I will go that way exactly. So it will be interesting to do something with the Joker for sure.
That'd be cool.
And other than that, I mean, yeah, there's a ton of characters that I haven't done. Like I have a Batman on the list that I'm happy I'm going to do. Then I would like to do some Superman sometime, something from DC. I've been playing around with DC a little bit lately, with the YouTube videos and stuff. But yeah, I do a ton of Marvel, so it would be nice to change it up a little bit and go to DC.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that looks epic.
Franco also has like a freaking Batman, or he has YouTube as well.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, but that was this one is all. It was like see, Virtual Con. It was an invitation that they gave me to do a stream over
On the Zebra's
virtual
channel?
convention they were doing, and showing Zebra stuff and stuff like that. And I had only 2 hours to sculpt something, so it was super fast to do.
That's
To me,
Ben
this-
Oliver's art, right?
Yeah, it is.
To me, this is new, so this is beautiful, man. I saw it up to like an hour and 11 minutes, but you go through like what you're like literally start from like scratch, like which is
Oh, yeah.
crazy. Like
Even even the bust you did for the Collective Minds giveaway, that Batman
Yeah.
bust was stunning, beautiful.
Thank you. Well, this is 2 years ago. These days, I think I have improved a lot. So the process is not the same. If you see something that I don't know, maybe the I don't know, even the prey modeling, for example, or stuff like that, you are going to. I think I am a little better than 2 years ago, but
Okay.
yeah, I think. I mean, regarding the question, I would think, I would say like more like DC characters would be nice if we're talking about superhero stuff like that.
Well, I'm in the market, so let's get it going.
A lot of people are in the market. More Batman.
The Batman just arrived today, supposedly. It wasn't. I got the message. It was on delivery.
Oh, did it the bus? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh, is that? Did
Let's
it go
see.
to Jose? Jose?
Yeah, it went to.
Oh,
let's
that's
see.
so
Let's see
cool.
how it arrived, because I think they opened the package in Germany and stuff like that.
Oof.
To check it.
Yeah,
we'll try.
every time I ship something that is kind of a statue,
Custom.
but that is it's not going into a big box with the foam and everything. Kind of looks kind of iffy, A lot of people do trafficking inside the stuff, so yeah, my packages look suspicious to customers.
But going on with the questions, Buck, you're next. You want to read this one off?
So, like, this question was about Connecticut's and the piece you did with them. So it's like, kind of following up on the first question I asked you, right? It's that this is also like a horror piece. You got to explore your style, because this line they were doing, they were choosing artists and getting them to like make something that's within their own wheelhouse, and you really got to explore, make something that was with an established company, and that where I imagine they let you have a lot of the art direction on that piece,
Oh,
right?
fully. Yeah.
Full creative control on what it was you were making.
Tell me,
Right?
okay. Yeah, about that, the Connecticut approached me, and I saw a paint product. I'm going to tell it. I saw a paint prototype recently. Mwah! Looks amazing. I can't wait to get it. They approached me to do something personal, but I had already done quite a few of the characters, and it wasn't like creating something from scratch. They told me, look, we saw your work, we like it. We want you to choose what would you like to do, and we would love to produce it. And we did end up choosing the mom, but I did add the 2 critters, because originally they weren't there. The 2 little
On the base.
critters on the base, exactly. And I changed a few things on the characters, just like the disposition of the legs and stuff like that.
And Steve, can you go to
No,
his
it was
Artstation and
completely
find the
free.
piece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was complete freedom, like actually. It was really cool to work with the guys. I actually have done some more licensed work with them that you will see in the future.
All right.
But yeah, it was an awesome experience, and I wish we could do it again.
Down
I
a
hope we
bit.
can do it again. No, there we go. It's over there.
Yeah, that one. That
Go
one.
up, go up. Yeah, but
to the
go up,
left.
go up.
To the left. Oh, this is the
Yeah, but
new
the
version.
left, yeah, exactly. The left is the old version. You can click that one. No, the one below.
Up. Oh, below it. Below it.
feel like we're
That
playing
one.
Oh,
tic
so
tac
That
so
one?
toe.
up and right, up and to the right. There's
Well,
the
wait.
new version.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but this is the original one.
Yeah.
See, this is the one that I posted. That I did my. This is the original version.
Oh,
Okay, you can go down, and you're going to see her. Yeah. See, this is the original version. No base. No, it was this simple. It was simpler.
This is nice because it's different. You don't see pieces like this.
Thank you.
Kind of reminds me of like the sideshow Court of the Dead, the kind of
yeah.
stylized horrors. Tell you should do it, Franco. You should do it. We call
It is
it
being
the
done,
Franco line.
It is Carlesimo Originals. It was called.
There you go. There you
my
go.
friends will tease me all the time. And then you have the other one. Go up, up over minis. There you go. You can see her. There you go. And there is a video there, and you're going to see her like fully realized. This is the prototype that we did here. I did here with my wife, and she painted the whole figure. I printed here.
Oh, wow, look at that thing.
We sent it to the guys, and they did this beautiful video and music, and well, they are producing it right now.
They look like penises.
Someone said
Of course they do. It is the origin of life.
You better go see a doctor if that's what you're thinking.
Well, for my penises?
No, not you. But if yours looks like that, if yours looks like that, then
I made the baby cry. Sorry. See, this is the final product. Let's say.
Yeah, this came out very well.
Yeah, thank you.
Connecticut.
And you said it was your wife that painted the prototype?
Yeah, she did all the painting.
That's awesome.
She's an
man.
amazing painter.
This one's funny, baby.
This one I got a lot of heat for this one, but I love it
Oh. Let's see.
because it just like just a mother feeding their babies. I don't see anything wrong with this. But a lot of people were like, I'm sure you don't have kids. Yeah, you should go to hell. Read the Bible. They were saying stuff like that to me.
Exactly.
And it's funny because I have read all the Bible. Like when I was a
On
kid, I read all the
Artstation, is that what they were saying? Or
Bible. No,
other-
on Instagram, on some. Yeah,
Okay,
some,
because yeah.
and it was funny because it wasn't in my actual post. It was somebody else that reposted that, and I was reading the comments, and it was whoa, because it got a lot of hits. You know, it got a lot of likes.
Mhm.
In one of those platforms that takes work from everybody, and it was about
Yeah.
this one's titled "Dinner's Ready."
You know what this stuff always reminds me of? Like I grew up as a Catholic, so I used to go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, read through all the books. And when they started talking about, the devil and all this stuff, they would like very detailed pictures of the devil, Satan, and all, everything. This
That's
is
what
exactly
I love about
it.
the Bible. Yeah.
I was like, this is
I'm not
awesome.
kidding. Like I saw my mother used to have like this big, huge red Bible with the stories and illustrations. And in one of the illustrations there was like this huge. I think it was like a chimera, and that was the best part of the Bible for me. And there are a few artists that I love. Like for example, I'll show you this book. This is Gustav Dorr. No, don't worry. And this guy used to do. I mean, he's dead, obviously. For a long time he's been dead. He used to do like this amazing illustration. It was actually grabados. I don't know how to say it in English, but it was this technique that you carve
You etch it
in the wood
into
wood, yeah, and then you just dip it on ink and then go with the. Well, it's complicated, but it's really old. And he used to do these amazing illustrations about the Bible, religious things.
Just like that on the
All
left,
that.
yeah. And
Yeah,
my mom was
everything.
like, "This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna suffer." I was like, "Oh man, but look at
Oh
the,
yeah, you're
look
going
at
to
the
hell.
art."
Hell is
Yeah.
suffering. Constantly suffering.
all the time. Yeah,
And I
Looks
love
great.
it because it's like I don't believe in any of that, but the stories are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to convince you when you were kids, but the whole time I was like, man, I want to read more.
Just convince you, like, be good, like, be
Yeah.
good, like, don't be a dick, Like that.
Yeah. Always try to scare us all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it worked because I behaved a lot when I was a kid.
Next question comes from John. John, if you wanted to read this one real quick.
Okay, yeah. So a little bit about you, Franco. Oh boy, a little bit about you, Franco. Not always just work, but what type of environment do you like to work in? So specifically, you have a specific time of day you like to work,
With
materials you
babies in the
like to use,
background.
even music. Yeah, is there any particular music you like to listen to? A little Led Zeppelin? Who knows?
Yeah. No, I mean it's kind of I work. I like to work mostly at night. That's for sure. Like my brain wakes up around 5, 6, like in the afternoon. Like my brain, not my body. I'm awake. I'm doing stuff, but my creative brain wakes up around that time, 5 or 6. I like to work until past midnight a lot. I don't know why, but that's the way my brain works. I enjoy that a lot more. And about music, I kind of listen to everything. Like there's a lot of Argentinian rock, but mostly these days I've been listening to kind of like different podcasts, but just in general. And I listen a lot about movies and about movie scripts, about writing, storytelling, stuff like that. Like I'm really interested in storytelling. Either I cannot write if my life depends on that, but I really enjoy that to hear about that process. The process of creating stories. There is this YouTube channel. It's called. Let me remember right now because I was listening to it like today.
Do you know this song, Franco? It's Devuelve a mi chica by
Devuelve a mi
Hombres G.
chica.
Yeah.
Bring back my girl. No.
You
Bless
don't remember
you.
that song? Bless you.
Film
Oh,
courage.
man.
That's one of. If you're interested in like film stuff and writing, screenwriting, and writers, it's called Film Courage, and it's this lovely woman that does a lot of interviews to a lot of like screenwriters, film producers, stuff like that. That is my jam lately. But just lately, it's like you change. You hear that for some time, and then you go back to something else, to true crime. Hear stories about true crime, crazy. I don't know, everything, everyone.
The
All at
Bible.
once.
The
The Bible stories. No, that's for sure. Stories about the Bible and
Old
angels.
Testament.
I listen to those. Yeah, they are crazy. Like, have you actually seen what the description of a real angel or a cherubim is? It's like
Yeah.
that's like 7
A bunch of
wings,
eyes and
a bunch
wings.
of eyes. Yeah,
And
it's
just
super
rotating.
weird. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I've been to
Yeah.
the Vatican and I was like, oh, this is gonna be
Whoa.
beautiful. And I was like, what is this? What? I was like, people like tear this down. This is awful, but it's beautiful.
No,
But
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's really
I mean,
beautiful.
yeah, and
but-
religion was the patron of all the artists back in the day. Like everything was propaganda. It was the smart thing to do. I mean, Catholics were smart. They would pay you to paint Jesus Christ on the cross everywhere, and and all the shit that they did. So yeah, they were smart people back in the day. Yeah, it was propaganda. That is strictly propaganda.
How about like when you're like working under a timeline, like time restraint, like they want you to finish within like a
Yeah.
couple like whatever hours, weeks, and like how do you do that? Like what environment do you like put yourself in? Like I have to finish this next week, or if I don't finish this week, though, I lose the job. Like
Plus, yeah, I crank the stress knob to 100. Like it's just, yeah. Because you have to deliver. That's very important in any job. Actually, like one of the most important things is like be on time. Do your best, but yeah, you have to deliver it on time. But usually it's actually the same. It's not like they are pushing me a lot harder than I push myself when I do my own personal stuff or private clients. So I think I push myself hard enough, and usually the clients don't push me over more than that. So I can manage. Usually it takes me between a month and a half or 2 to finish a statue. Sometimes 3, like this. But when I get to 3, I get a little bit itchy. I don't like to be working on the same statue for that long. It gets like, hey, Dennis. It gets like, I don't think it's it's boring is the word, but it gets daunting.
Yeah. Hmm.
How often do they want to like do checkups or reviews of the progress?
If you do it every week, usually, and that's usually what I deliver, like every week.
All right.
Maybe if I'm a little bit overworked, I'm doing 2 projects at the same time. I might pick up one with a little bit more up in the hierarchy, than the other one. So I
Mm-hmm.
might deliver one every week and the other one every 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. I'm just like that's how I'm managing the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
There's not
your
much difference between private client and company.
Buck, your question was up next. If you want to read it off.
Yeah. So like you kind of answered this more or less
Mhm.
before when we spoke about Geiger and
Yeah.
Beksinski. But like I guess aside from those two, when you think about artists that have influenced your work, or maybe it's hard to even say, but the artists that you've really admired, and you said Geiger was one, but artists you really admired that you felt like, wow, this is pretty awesome. Maybe I want to incorporate some of these ideas into my own work.
Well, it's an impossible question, but I obviously get it. The thing is that it's just too many. Like for example, I never been that much of an admirer when I was a kid of statues. I was more into illustrations and comic books and stuff like that. So from when I was young, I was look for like illustrators that I like let's say Ashley Wood, Robin Williams,
I was like,
Ashley
what?
Wood, Simon Beasley. So Robin Williams is a singer, and it was an actor. Sorry, Simon Beasley, for example, is one I really like all his heavy metal stuff. I mean, he
Mm-hmm.
actually did a Bible as well. Luis Rosso, he's here from Spain. There's just too many to remember, but I always admire 2D illustrators. And for like sculptors, I actually don't really have one that I would say I love all his work and stuff like that. The only one that I really enjoy is Simon Lee, Spider Zero. It's called.
Spider Zero, yeah.
Yeah, for me he's amazing. I mean, the way he conveys movement and his designs, I really like him. But other than that, I don't have like a specific one. Like there is
Plus, he
one that
likes
is
doing
called
xenomorphs. That's why you like him.
Yeah.
What's his name? I'll look him up really quick.
Simon Lee.
Simon Lee.
It's amazing. Yeah, you're going to enjoy it. And there is from like more traditional. I don't know. I think it's Richard McDonald's. It's really good doing the human figure. He does all these like dancers and
Mm-hmm.
how do you call it? The ones that go and jump.
Ballerinas.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
ballerinas,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Good work.
So you know him. Yeah,
Yeah.
really good work. But then you go these days it's kind of different because you just like I don't know subscribe to an Instagram page that is like or Facebook group that is sculptors of the world, and there or you see all the different artists, but it's really hard to remember the name of the artist because
Mm-hmm.
it just
So you're
gets
just
scrolling
scrolling
so
past. You're
much.
seeing the pictures. You're not reading the text. You're just scrolling. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to read the text and see and then follow the artist, but it's harder to remember the names. It used to be easier because you just got a book and the book was that and then you
Mm-hmm.
just read the same book for 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's kind of like everything is just moving a little bit too fast. Cheyenne.
You saw that, Cheyenne?
Yeah, Cheyenne. Because I said Robin Williams.
Juan says artistic interpretations can be endless.
Yeah, exactly. They are endless. That's the thing. And you discover new people that you see and you get amazed by. Oh man, how I never seen this artist before, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great too, though, right? Because like I know a lot of people say there's too much out there now. There's way too much out there, but I feel like it's better. Like if we didn't know about all these people, it'd be harder to like find out like what style like you gravitate towards more now.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I don't know if it's better. I would say it's just different. That's the thing. I don't have the knowledge to know if it's better or worse. That's the thing. But it's definitely different because again, when I was a kid, I got a Giga book, and I will look that book, 1,000 times. Now it's the same. Like now a picture that somebody took, I don't know, a month to paint, people just go and see it for 2 seconds and just move away.
Yeah.
And that wasn't like that back in the day. Like back in the day, that person will have that picture. I don't know, probably will get it on a show. People will go onto the show and watch the painting for hours, for not hours, but for minutes, experience the piece and then move to the next one. So now I don't know if it is better. It's different. That's the thing. Because as a young kid, if you're going to try to get into art now, and especially with AI and stuff like that, it's like it feels like a little bit too much to me. Like it's too much. Like, like that's why I think why anxiety, is rising like crazy. Like, I feel it as well. That's why sometimes I just cannot watch all the shows or check Facebook on the groups every day because every day there's something new, and it's not like it's bad. I mean, there's some really fucking cool stuff out there.
Mhm.
So if you just like sit down and watch that, and you just get demoralized, yeah, it's like
It's overstimulation. Overstimulation.
Yeah, it's overstimulation. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, well, that happens to me physically when I go to a convention. You feel it. That's the thing. But when you are physically there and you go to a convention, I think it happens to everybody. You go to a convention, it's everybody's, DC, Marvel, DC Comics. It's all about what we like, but it's too much. But at the end of the day, you are freaking exhausted, right?
Yeah.
Well, now translate that to just the regular days at your home. The difference is that I don't think you feel it like draining you the same way, but I think it's happening the same way. That's the thing.
Yeah, they always tell everyone to like stay away from your phone, stay away from like all these like applications, Instagram, Facebook, because you get that stimulation every second. And when you get off your phone, like real life is boring to you, real life.
But real life it is boring. That's the thing. But it should be boring. It's important. No, but it's not bad in boring. That's the thing that used to happen, and it doesn't happen anymore. I used to be a kid, and I used to be freaking bored, so I will go and grab a piece of paper, a pencil, and just draw something to entertain myself. And that I did because I was bored. Now people are not bored because they have anything and everything to entertain themselves. So that is creating something different in society. I don't know what it is, but it is a big change because I used to do a lot of stuff because I was bored. So I will force myself to do something to entertain myself. Now just pick up the phone, look whatever, and you're entertained. And you're mildly entertained because I'm sure that after 1 hour of watching whatever you've been watching, you can't even remember what you were watching. You can't.
That's true.
Like, there's no way. And that's telling us something. Like, something is not right, man.
So something like I mentioned this to a coworker, and we were like, 10 years ago we used to go for walks. 10 years ago we used to go for like go fishing, go whatever. Today's kids overstimulated, phones, everything. What do you think is going to happen 10 years from now? These kids that are going to have.
Know. They might be better. They might become cyborgs. Whatever. I don't know. They might become integrated with I don't know what's going to happen. It's just I know it's going to be different. That's for sure.
I hope I die before that happens.
Whoa. Or go inside the Matrix,
Well, yeah, that might happen as well. That's what I'm saying. Like
before we enter the cyberpunk dystopia, I want to be dead.
Another question we had came from I don't know if you know him. I think you do know him. Cash the Gemini. Cash.
Yeah, I talked to Cash. He invited me to do an unboxing once, but I don't know what happened to that. Cash, what's going on?
Dang, Cash getting called out. Cash is asking,
I think you haven't got that statue yet. That's why.
Okay. It says, what is the most pleasuring from a finished project? Is it how it turned out, customer feedback, or is there a different answer to it?
Oh, that's a good question. That's interesting. Well, definitely finishing the file, the project, it's rewarding. Okay, I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like
job.
Today I delivered a file and I was like, oh, thank God. I'm
Never want to
working on this
touch
for
it
3
again.
months.
Never
Yeah,
want to
but the
touch
thing
it
is
again.
that if he comes back and you have to touch it, you're going to see the mistakes that you make right away, and you're going to
Mhm.
fix it because they are never finished.
Yeah,
They
it's
are
never
just
perfect.
delivered.
Yeah.
It's never done. That's the thing. If you gave me something that I sculpted, I don't know, a year ago, 6 months ago, I'm assuring you, I'm going to change a lot of stuff because I'm going to see a lot of the mistakes that I made. That's
And
for
then
sure. So it's never
sometimes
finished.
sometimes it's not even mistakes. It can be that you just maybe you
No.
change. You feel like the
Yeah.
decision that you made, you want a different outcome. Maybe you don't
Yeah.
want the jaw to be a certain shape, and you're like, this looks
Yeah.
better now. You know?
Yeah. You don't want the chin to look like balls, for example.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been around the groups, but there was something that it was called out to be like balls.
What was
And it
that? I
was
forget.
okay. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the best decision, But I like my balls chins, so that's fine. But the
Yeah.
thing is that there are many there's different stages maybe to this because one is delivering the project for sure, and then is, as he said, the feedback from the community, from the clients, from whoever is asking for, or even the client is asking for the piece. It's nice to get as well. Like when they are happy, they go like, "Oh, great job! I love what you did here. I love this." So that is rewarding as well. And mostly because what I'm doing in this case is always like it's a commercial art. It's not like an expression of my inner feelings, of my emotional whatever. It's just like the client wants this. This is the idea. What can you do about that? Okay, can we improve it a little bit? Can we change this, make it better? Perfect. It's just that. It's like fulfilling a need that they are asking me to fulfill.
Got you.
So
I love when your work comes around DCX or Collecting Minds. They're like, oh, that's Franco right there. We know that guy. That's Franco's work. Let's get him on the phone.
Quick
It's
question:
awesome.
what do you use to render your sculpts? Because there's a way you light your stuff that's pretty. It's very. It's clearly your work when the way you light your stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm
yeah.
curious, what do you use, like Blender or Keyshot or
Right now I'm using Blender. Yeah, but
or
I show videos about this and everything. Like I used to do the renders in 3ds Max
mm-hmm,
but I got tired of paying for the license because I used to use that software to doing commercials and a lot of stuff.
mm-hmm,
But since I've been doing this for the longest time, I realized that I was only using it for like rendering,
render.
and it wasn't worth the travel to pay the license. So
Mm-hmm,
I am taking Blender now. I'm using Blender. That is free software. You can check it out.
mm-hmm,
And then I'm doing the color correction. That's a big thing that always people like. They expect the render to look like this out of the get
mm-hmm,
go,
mm-hmm,
and it doesn't. It always needs color correction. I have my background of learning about color correction because of the commercials I used to do, and all that stuff, video clips, music videos, stuff like that. So what I show a bit tutorial on my YouTube about doing exactly the same in Photoshop
mm-hmm.
because I know that most people have Photoshop because I do a lot in After Effects, but most people don't have
Most
After
people
Effects.
don't have After Effects.
Yeah, there you go. You can see it there. I mean, there's
So this is
a
all your post processing.
yeah. It's basically it's the same translated to a different software.
All right.
So here you can check the video and you will see how I do the post processing on this image in particular.
And what about
You know,
when you do like hard surface? Do you do that in Blender or you prefer to do it in ZBrush or you use
No, I'm
both?
doing it in ZBrush. In ZBrush because I used to do it in Trace Max, but I'm not. And Blender, I'm too new to Blender to understand the
Mm-hmm.
modeling stuff yet. So I'm not doing anything in Blender regarding like sculpting or modeling. It's just
Mm-hmm.
strictly for rendering.
Yeah.
something I really find very hard to believe is when people ask about Franco's work, his statues, his artwork, and they don't know that you have a not Facebook, a YouTube page that shows everyone how to, do this work. And then they're like, really?
That's
I'm
fine.
just like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, right? To me, it's crazy. Like, I feel like that's the first thing I will
It's
look up, but
it's
it's
more
different
probably
for
because it's
everybody, right?
mostly in Spanish. That's why.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, exactly. That's the main reason. I tried to do it in English for the longest time, but then some friends will jump into the show and we will talk, and then it will become in Spanish because it wasn't like
Yeah.
dude, like they didn't want to talk that much in English. So that's why maybe that's the reason why there was a whole that one the Grim Reaper, that project is all done on YouTube streams. Like I did all the project during YouTube videos, so you can see it like from
The
the
entire
sketch, the
process from
initial,
start
yes,
to
from the
finish.
sketch to the end.
Wow.
But I don't think it's easy to follow because again, I'm talking. I don't know. One time I was starting to do it, and then Danny showed up, and then we started a different stream talking with Danny, and then so that's. I'm not a YouTuber. That's the thing.
I think all this is very beneficial, man. Even if it's in Spanish, there's like subtitles where they could help you generate subtitles for it if you want to learn or if you just want to like follow along. It's
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
with
there are
technology,
like
right?
some gold nuggets there for sure, but you have to find them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to be very rewarding once you find them.
Once you find them. One thing when we spoke to Amilcar, I told him that why is it that all the best sculptors they speak Spanish?
What's wrong with
Yeah,
that?
you have to tell me the secrets, Franco.
Oh man, it's just that you have to work your ass off to make money down there in Argentina. So you better be good, motherfucker. Or that's for me. That's the only reason.
I think Amilcar hinted at it because like Amilcar said they don't have everything we like people in the States have. Like software is expensive while it's almost free here, you know? They work harder at it to get it and they work harder with it when they get it.
Yeah.
Compared to
I mean,
Americans.
you work. Yeah, you have to work harder there. I think that's the reason. I mean, you don't have as. It's not it's what is considered third world. So yeah, you have to really grind and get yourself up there if you want to shine. Let's say.
Yeah, but it's just that because I'm always because a lot of people can choose different outlets or different industries to try and find a way out of like bad situations, like I said, third world. But it feels like a lot of the when you go into like 3D sculpture, especially when it's character art, it's like there's a huge amount of like Spanish speaking sculptors that are high
Yeah,
level.
or Brazilian as well. Like the thing is
Mhm.
that I think that we are very. I mean, I grew up with like pop culture, but pop culture is American culture, North American culture, because America is the whole,
South America.
yeah, it's the whole continent. It's called America. Yours is North America,
Here we
guys.
go.
Come
History
on, get
lesson.
it.
History lesson.
But regardless of that, I'm joking. Like the fact is that we grew up watching the 90s X-Men cartoon. We grew up reading Batman, Superman, all the comics, Spawn, whatever. I mean, we had our own things. Like there's a comic that I really loved when I was a kid. It was called El Cazador, translated to The Hunter. That I loved. It was like the weirdest thing, but I love it. But most of our entertainment came from North America, from the US. So I think that's a reason maybe why we lean a lot, into doing this kind of stuff because it's what we grew up with.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm here in Spain, and here in Spain it's not the same
It's not the same,
at
right?
all. Yeah,
It's not.
you can tell they have their own stuff.
Mhm.
America, European comics are very like well regarded here, and they have their own stuff, man, and it's not the same. I mean, yeah, you have
I like look at a lot of the stuff that comes out of France. Like
Well, France is huge about
yeah.
comics. Yeah. Well, there is this comic that I really like. Like it's actually it's from France, but the writer is actually Chilean, and the illustrator was Argentinian guy. He died 2 years ago. Jorge Jimenez. It's the Metabarons. I don't know if you have seen that, but it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's awesome.
I love the Metabarons. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, you should see it. And the Metabarons comes from another comic that they did before. He did it with Moebius, an amazing French illustrator. It's called
And
The Incal.
the
And The
Inca, yeah.
Incal is actually
Jodorowsky.
the inspiration. Yes, Jodorowsky, exactly. It's actually the inspiration to the Fifth Element,
Mm,
and it's I love it. I love the Fifth Element. I have a
I
really
love
cool
that.
poster over here.
Yeah,
And if you
Titanic.
follow all that, you can see that Jodorowsky has a movie called Jodorowsky's Dune. That is a documentary that is beautiful. You have to say, like, this man is insane, but in all the right ways. And he was trying to do the movie Dune for the longest time, and he got the best, craziest like cast you can ever imagine. He even had like Dali in the cast. He had like the guy from the Rolling Stones, I think, or I'm not sure about.
Mick
No,
Jagger?
no, that was the. He had Pink Floyd as the band for the soundtrack. He got Pink Floyd. It was an insane project, but he never got to make it. You should, if you haven't seen that documentary, I recommend it. You should check it out. And actually, the last year, some fucking idiots bought the book with crypto, thinking that they were getting the rights to do the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, happy for the guy that got the book initially, because they bought the book for 3 million. So the guy that had that book, because there were only 10, there goes again the edition size. There were only
Yeah.
10 books, okay? 10. And this person had one. I don't know who he was, or who she was. I don't know who it was. But they sold the book for 3 million. So they are set for life if they know how to manage that money.
Wow. Hey Franco, so this is my. I had a quick question. So I talked to a coworker about this. We're talking about music. She was mentioning music from the 50s and 60s is dying. It's never going to come back because there's too much music going on right now. There's a lot happening. That era is dead. And I was like, it's not dead. It's slowly probably dying, but I don't think it'll ever die. But then I was thinking about it 20 years from now. I don't know if kids 20 years from now are going to be listening to like old 70 songs, 60 songs. But how about for art? Like for what you do you think it's fair to compare different eras, or should it only be compared to the current era, like stuff from the current era?
Well, compare, like, in what sense? What do you mean when you say compare? Like, you are comparing a Wolverine that I did with the David of Miguel Angel? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like when people compare stuff, it's like
like, obviously, the answer is, the Wolverine is better, this. No, I mean, come on. I say, if you're talking about that, I don't think it even plays in the same ballpark. Like, what I'm doing is commercial art. It's super fun. I love it, but it's not. I don't know, 10 feet marble statue. Like,
yeah.
there's no way to compare that. They
Big,
are not
big.
even close. So anything that I do is not even close to that. But this is a trick question, like, because about, for example, you were saying music. I think you're right. Like, yeah, you're going to stop listening music, like, from the 20s, from the 30s, from the 40s. But people in the 2050s are probably going to do something similar to that, for sure, because it just repeats itself constantly. The same with fashion. Like, there is a funny thing that I saw not too long ago. It was a compilation about disaster movies. Okay, and there was this movie that we all seen. I guess it's called Titanic. You know, and we all saw that movie. When I saw the movie, I was a kid. I was 13 years old, something like that. I was amazed. Like, everything was new. Like, I never seen anything similar. Just recently, like this past month, I saw this compilation video, and this guy is crazy about cinema, and he's showing me how I think a movie from the 20s was about the Titanic as well, and there are scenes from that movie that are completely, like, there are scenes from the new Titanic that are rip-off of that movie, like scenes, like, you can, the framing, what the action, what's going on, everything. It was a copy of that movie. And yeah, I will never have seen the Titanic from the 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm never going to see a movie. There are many movies that are dying that none of us will ever see.
Mhm.
Yeah, that will happen with everything. But the crazy thing is that this thing that is being shown to us as something new, it was already made in the 20s. Yeah, you have better effects and whatever, but it was already made. So I there's no doubt that things are constantly repeating themselves, and we are young. I mean, as a conscious species, we are really young. So there are many things that we still will do that we have no idea about. But I don't know. I don't know if that answers the question. I don't know.
It's
Kinda
hard, like you
complicated.
said earlier. It's like a trick question almost, because like you never know. Just like your Titanic
Like,
reference.
let's say if you're comparing, let's say whatever, not mine, but whatever statue that is being made now, right? You have the statues that are made that have a lot of texture, rich, a lot of different poses and action and big, and then you have the Bowen stuff. That is the godfather of all this, right? There is no discussion about that. Randy Bowen started this business, and then
Let
you
me end
have
the podcast. Real quick. No kidding.
well, that's true. We all
It's
know
true.
that.
Yeah.
Well, there's people that don't know. Randy Bowen started this business. He was the guy that went to the licensors, talked to them, told them, "Hey, I have an idea to make statues about your characters. Do you want to?" And Marvel went, "Okay, that's fine." So yeah, Marvel needed money. Back in the day, Marvel was like almost bankrupt every month. So then you have a sideshow that comes and start doing the quarter scale, because he was doing 6 scale, and he started doing the quarter scale. And they started, doing the cloth. So that's something new. It wasn't done. And then they went to the hyper texturing. That was new. Then you go to 3D printing. You can get more textures. That's new. So people compare sometimes, this one to the Bowen one, but there is people that, oh man, I like the Bowen ones better because they were like the original ones, the classic ones. They look like comic characters, stuff like that. And then the new ones are a little bit, too exaggerated. They have too much design, whatever. But now you have all this, and it's going to quarter to third scale. And now, third scale, but we're going to use silicone. And we're going to punch hair into your statues now. So there's no way. I don't know what's going on. I mean,
Candy
maybe in 5
boy!
years, yeah. Maybe in 5 years they will become robots and they start talking to yourself. You got no clue.
That costs extra.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know there are a few that's already, but those are kind of frowned upon. Yeah, that's for lonely guys.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's not a fair comparison. That's what I'm saying. It's just like evolving all the time.
What's funny?
The masters are the masters. Like that's
what I find funny right now is we're going to 1/3 scale. We're going to silicone, all this stuff. I myself have fallen to. I don't know if it's a trap, but I used to collect. Bowen was my first piece. The Juggernaut Bowen. That was my first one ever. I loved it. I was happy with it. But I started jumping scales, jumping around and everything. But now I'm going back to Bowen. And I feel like a lot of people are starting to go back to like the old school stuff. I don't know like what's going on with that too. I don't know if it's because of space and everything, but
maybe it's what you were talking about before. Sorry, Buck. Are you okay? You need a nap?
Oh,
No. It's because I was yawning.
Don't worry,
sorry.
it's just fucking with you. So the thing is that it might be what Buck was saying before, like the over saturation. Like it's too much. Just want to go back to something that felt comfortable, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
It might be something to do with that because we are not going through the best economic moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like a fuck, man! I just got the bill for the gas. That was.
You guys are going like we gotta go together.
Yeah, because the last 2 months were cold here, so we had to turn the heat on, and it was good.
You gotta put a fire in the backyard and start camping.
Yeah.
Burn that
Let's just
statue.
hug each other, keep that body warm. Like.
Nah, but talking about old school stuff, Buck, of course he had to come out with this question.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah, so like I was curious, are you an anime fan?
Of some things, I am.
Something.
Yeah.
Oh, Franco.
I am. No. Go. Finish the question because there are some people that are not watching and just listening.
All right.
I got you. I got you. No kidding.
See you. Bye. No,
Well
I
said,
am.
well
That's
said.
why I wanted him to finish the question, and then we can
Yeah,
talk
so
about
I guess also because I know you did the blame piece for Figurama.
it. Mhm.
I'm curious if you probably have any more work with them coming in the future, and also should people that are fans of your work be expecting more anime statues from you? I saw that blame piece in person 2 weeks ago, and I think it came out pretty nice. It was a very good piece.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's the question. Yeah. Okay. There is something more from Figurama that I did, I think, 2 years ago. It's just a crazy, crazy piece. So I have to talk to them to see how it's going. What was, I don't know, their schedule, but it was a lot of fun, super complicated, and I kind of love it. I would love to see it in person. Mm, about anime, I am a fan, but it's just too much and it's hard to catch up to anything. I'm not the biggest fan of like serialized stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more like into movies. For example, like Akira is the first anime movie that I saw when I was a kid. It was like insane to me watching that because I realized that, oh man, cartoons can be this too. Like
Mm-hmm.
cartoons is
And
not Disney
so
and
many
Warner
movies
Brothers.
took inspiration from that.
Exactly. Yeah, I still love it to this day. You can see it this day, and it's still amazing. Akira is insane. It's a landmark on animation. And other series that I really love and enjoyed was Cowboy Bebop. That one I
Oh
saw it
yeah.
through and through. I'm just trying to get into it a little bit more, like because my daughter actually loves anime, and I have Crunchyroll for her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just hard for me to find the time, to watch a full anime series. Because if
Yeah.
I watch something where I'm working, I can watch it, but it has to be in Spanish or in English. I cannot like
Mm-hmm.
understand Japanese. So
Yeah.
it's kind of sometimes a downer because the dubs that they do are not really good sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of complicated to,
I
to
would
actually
say
watch anime when I'm working. But
like a recommendation I have for you. This is a very short anime. It's very good. It's excellent. Watch Dragon Ball Z. It's
Dragon. Well, I used to watch it with my friends. Well, the one that I also watched through and through, it was Caballero del Zodiaco. How do you call it in English?
Knights of the Zodiac. I
Knights of
love
the
that.
Zodiac. That one, I love it. Like, I love that one. And then I've been reading Berserk. Berserk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I
That
mean, it really
that's one I
got
think
me.
you would like. Yeah.
Yeah, it got me. It got me hooked. I need to finish reading it. I just read another one the other day. I just don't have it here. There we go. That was independent. It was real because it was a self-fulfilling story. Bibliomania, it's called. I don't know if it's in English the same, but I just read this one like 2 days ago, and it was
Mm-hmm.
nice. I like it. But that's the thing. For me, it's hard to get hooked on something that I don't know when it's going to end.
And
Dragon Ball Z is a good one.
No, but it's like forever. Like,
oh, it's very short. Very short. It's just a few episodes. You should watch it. You should definitely watch it.
but that's the thing. I'm more into like the movies, and yeah, there is actually one that I've been trying, and god damn it, now I forgot the name. I need to figure out again, find it again. There was a movie that I saw. It was an anime, and it was about a guy that gets shot through the ass and dies, and he meets God. And I remember watching that movie when I was around 20, and it was insane, and I love it. And it was like recently that I got to find it again, but right now I'm not remember the name. But I got it written down someplace. But
Is it a
yeah,
movie or is it-
there are really cool gems in anime, and I'm getting more into it. And I think the whole population is going into that. Like every teenager these days, most of them, if they're into cartoons or stuff like that, they are mostly into anime than
Anime.
anything
Yeah.
coming from the US, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or Europe.
You know what's funny about that? Like all talking about statues, anime statues sell out like quick. Like in the regular
Yeah,
world,
I know.
it's
Let's see,
crazy.
because back, so I wanted to ask him something, because there's one thing about the anime that That's why I'm relentless to get into it fully or not. You saw that blame statue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Have you recognized my style in that statue in any shape or form?
Nope. No.
Exactly.
One sec. I'll bring it up.
No, that's the thing. In anime, the thing is that the character is the most important thing over the artist, over anything. So the sculptor has to replicate the character as faithful as possible, and there is no way for me to imprint my style and what
Into
I
the
like
work.
into the work. So there is never going to be a way of let's how do you put into words in this English? God damn it! Standing out,
Mm-hmm.
being an anime sculptor. I don't think that's
It's
least because
I agree with you, but I definitely agree with you. But it's weird. There's still some wiggle room in terms of, I guess maybe there's some actual sculptors that it feels like they do a lot of anime sculpts, and so they kind of have their own style because that's the main thing they do, and you can kind of see their own like intricacies in the work. Maybe the way they've approached the eyes is slightly different, and they don't
uh-huh,
always go for the exact style, but for the most part, all the fans they want it to look exactly like the anime.
exactly. Yeah, like I
So
went to
yeah.
a anime convention like 2 weeks ago,
Hmm.
and then it was full of artists alley, booth. They all look the same to me,
Hmm.
and I'm not kidding. Like I know that they were like amazing artists. I'm not like like trashing anything like that. But if you stand there from afar and you actually looked at the booth, they all felt like the same. You have to walk into and actually see, very closely the art, the style, and what they kind of what they're choosing to draw, stuff like that. But if you see it from afar, it's all the same. So that's the only thing that is like holding me back in that sense, you can say.
I will agree with you, but I'll also say it's just like any other, I don't want to say 3D medium, but like to other 2D mediums, if you were to go to a convention, if it was mostly about comics as well, you'll find that a lot of people draw in a style that looks very close to
I agree.
like
Yeah.
maybe like a Jim Lee style, but like there's always gonna be those standout artists that have
But
their own
yes,
approach
yeah,
that
and you
that
see
that
them.
just like yeah, you'll find those people and they have they definitely look different and they're like masters at their work.
Yeah, but exactly that's yeah. And you see, I mean, I'm not saying that there are no different styles in anime. Okay, don't kill me, internet. I'm not saying
No.
that. I'm just because I'm going to get murdered.
Oh no, no,
I'm
Yeah.
don't
just saying
worry.
that because I really
The
like
people
anime,
that
and
watch
I
these videos, the people that watch these videos, they're not. They like to clown me for liking anime,
okay,
so
okay.
you're good.
He's a
No,
good guy. He's a good guy.
I like anime, but the thing is that it's harder because I can see that the way they difference the characters from each other a lot comes from the clothing,
Hmm.
the design of the. I mean, they go with these extravagant designs and they are amazing. But I see that there is a lot that comes to that, from the clothing. So and sculpting cloth, let's say, is not something that I enjoy a lot.
Hmm.
So if you when you get to do anime characters, you have to focus a lot on the drapery and cloth
Hmm.
and movement and stuff like that. But it steers away a lot from the anatomy work, for example, or
Hmm.
creature work. But creature, you have creatures, but it's not the main focus.
A really quick question. Someone in the chat was asking. Gabino Delfino says, "Could you
No, I
please
know the
ask
thing.
him if has Japanese anime influenced your sculpting style and the creatures you create?"
No, I wish it did because when I discovered them, I'm blown away by the things that they do. Like I have seen amazing designs coming from Japan, and I just love it. But actually, no, I haven't had any influence from Japan when I was a kid or even just younger because we didn't go out many Japanese places, in Mar del Plata, in my hometown, where I could get, comics, anime, manga, whatever. It was mostly like American and art books. What I collect is like all art books. That's what I do collect. I don't collect actually collectibles statues.
Mhm.
I collect a lot of artworks. Like, yeah, see this. This is like Wayne Barlow, and it's his depiction of hell.
Mhm.
Like this is like again religious and hell. And
That's
we're
what
on
I
a theme
say all
here.
the time. Do you want to go here?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't want to go
Do
there.
you like Brom?
Yeah, I have a book from Rome as well here.
Mhm.
So this is my job. This is what I like to collect. Like I collect like artist souls, you can say.
Yeah, basically.
From
I'm
you have from here.
I'm gonna go over some questions I saw in the chat earlier. Just finishing it off. If you want to go through these really quick. Vibranium Jim is one of the guys that has collected Moon Knight in every version. Bowen, Sideshow, all that. He says, "When are you gonna do a Moon Knight?"
No idea. Vibranium. No, it's not on the list. I can tell you that.
Another
Would be
question he
cool.
had. Yeah, definitely would be cool. Like, there's a
It's a cool
custom one he
design,
just
yeah.
bought. Yeah.
Sorry, didn't like the series. Sorry about that. It had a few cool things, but I'm not a fan of the series. Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. He says, "What was the most stressful character to sculpt?"
Oh man, there's so many. Well, the Blade was complicated for sure because he had a lot of characters to intricate, to do the composition and stuff. The
A lot of
Prince was
accessories
a
on his
pain
body.
in the ass. What?
A lot of accessories on his body too, right?
Yeah, the Prince was as well a pain in the ass. I don't know if you've seen that with Prince for PCS was kind of
On the-
Was it
complicated.
the?
Like doing
the
that bike took me
Yeah.
to match it as well as much as I could to the original was complicated. Like every piece has a challenge, so and stressful. I am a stress guy, so it's like stress is like my standard state. You can ask my wife; she will let you know. That it's in general, I get a stress over all of them. That's the hard truth because there is always something bad with mascots. But I'm not going to tell you. You have to figure out what it is yourself. So go and study anatomy, and after you study anatomy for years, you can go and tell me what's wrong about my anatomy.
Another question we had came from Montana. Would you say that YouTubers have any influence on what's coming out next?
No, sorry.
Perfect. Awesome.
No,
That's good to
sorry.
hear. That's good
Sadly,
to
no.
hear.
On what's coming next? No way. No, I don't think they have any influence on what's going to be produced.
Awesome.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, me too. Like,
For what I know, and I know, no.
our last question comes from our boy Brenton. Brenton's like one of the guys from the panel all the time. Is Doc Ock on the list?
Ooh.
That'd be good, right? XM
He's
did a
not.
really beautiful.
But I
one.
would love to do a whole line of villains of Spider-Man. Not only Venom. I love Venom. It's one of my favorite to sculpt because of all the goo, all the gooey stuff and stuff like that. But no, it's not. It's not on the list. And the reason is always the same. It just I get asked to do what sells.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's hard for me to push. I try to push a few times some characters that are not as popular, but I would like to do them. And the answer was,
Nope.
no. To be gentle.
This is what we didn't ask this question, and I hope I can just ask it real quick.
We can go.
Of course.
When I look at your work, there's like almost no DC, right? On in your portfolio, and even when like you look at pieces that are out there that you've made, I can't really summon to mind any DC statues that have been produced, whether it's licensed or unlicensed. A lot of what you make is like Marvel, if it's like commissions or when a studio comes to you. And yeah, so I'm curious because also I guess in your personal work you don't really even do like comic pieces. So why do you think it is that you haven't been approached to do much DC? Although you did say you have a Batman coming.
It's just up to the clients. That's
Mhm.
the thing. I mean, if you can see my personal work lately in my Instagram stuff like that, you can see I have done like the Two-Face, and I did the Flash, I did Batman. I was just trying to get a feel of how
Mhm.
people will react if I
Mhm.
do something like that. So I'm trying to change some minds,
Mhm.
but it's just up to the client. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I need to shave myself. I'm watching like
Yeah, because like
the
you
shaving
think
is
about
problem.
it, you're
Sorry.
I think it's fair to say that you're a sculptor who's in high demand, right? And so it
Huh?
would
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
and it would be I feel like at this point someone should have come to you because there are DC pieces being made, even customs. But so I feel like someone should have come to Franco and said, "Hey, Franco, we need you to make this
Oh
DC
no,
statue."
they come to me
They
all the
come.
time,
Okay.
luckily, but I'm booked for like 2 years.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Uh,
that's so
so
there's
you're
I'm
booked
not
for two
taking
years?
any. No, don't call me. I'm not taking any new clients. Okay, this is a statement that I'm doing right here.
Yeah.
Don't
So wait,
call me.
you're booked for 2 years and you're unsure whether you're in high demand, Franco?
I just have to
I
keep
know.
myself a little bit humble. This is YouTube. You have to
Yeah.
make appearance. No, I'm doing my best. Always keep trying to do my best. I'll keep learning.
Yeah.
I have these like anatomy books all over the place, and I just try not to burn myself out because sometimes you finish a project just because you just have to finish it because you're burned out, and then
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a week goes by, and now you're more relaxed and you're better, and you see the project, see what you did, and you see the mistakes, and you will go, "Oh man, I need to fix that," and it's already on the printer, so there is no way of fixing it. So it's going to come out like that, and now your mistakes are going to be in the stone forever. So if I
Don't
take
worry,
more clients, I'm on work.
small edition
Uh,
size. Don't worry.
Look at the anxiety level right there. He's having anxiety right now.
yeah, man, just think about all this. But if if I realize that if I take more work, I just pass a license job. Beautiful. Like I saw the concept, it was insane. It's going to sell like crazy when you see it. But I had to say no, and it was a shame because I love what they were asking me to do. But sadly, I had to say no because I want to give you my 100%, and I just
You
right
don't have
now
the
I
time.
am just I just it's or my health or the statue for you. And I
Mm-hmm.
know you want the statue for you, but I need my health. I need my health to do the statue for you. So I need to chill down chill a little bit, and get into a nice rhythm. So that's why I'm doing a little bit less, you can say.
I want more. And I know I shouldn't.
Franco, one more question. Sorry I missed that question, Buck, but
Don't
like
worry.
I also had one. It's a good way to end it. What makes you happy in life and what inspires you?
That's so
Positive, man. Be
cool.
positive.
I have to say my wife and my daughter. That's for sure. Like my family.
Family. Yeah.
My brothers as well. I like talking to them, being with them. Like my family. Other than that, if you say it's just that, it's like a cop out. My family makes me happy. Of course, I love my girls. What else makes me happy? And like good cinema. That's for sure. I really like when you watch a good movie or even a show when a good story. You can say that's the thing. I love like being told stories. So when I get to see a really really good movie, a really really good book, or a really good series, that's something that I know that makes me happy. It makes me with a lingering feeling of enjoyment, and it goes for days.
Top
That's
three
something that I
movies
really
of
enjoy.
2022.
No way, no, 2022.
There's nothing.
I didn't have to see what came out in 2022.
Did you watch The Batman?
I
Oh,
watched
yeah.
the Batman. I like it, but not all the way. Yeah, it's like
2
it's
hours probably.
fine.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It has some interesting things, but I rather watch Seven. I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to watch the Batman again, like last month, and I was like, no, I'm going to watch Seven again, but I have seen Seven like
Better
100 times. I don't
mystery.
know.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Seven
and-
is
yeah.
insane. So Batman is a
Mhm.
copy of Seven, but not
Mhm.
good, not that good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather see Seven.
Okay.
If you
Do you
haven't
watch
watched it, watch Seven.
No. Did you watch The Northman?
Yes, I watched Norman on cinema, and that is an experience. It's not the same to see it on your TV at home.
Mm-hmm.
I had the pleasure of watching it on cinema, and I was like taken away, to this
The
far
sound.
land on the north with this really sweaty, naked man.
All right. Okay.
And lava was like pouring out. It was insane. That was a movie that I had to experience in cinema.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I love. I freaking love cinema. And what inspires me is like everything. That's the thing. It's hard to pinpoint it because you get inspired from just like a conversation that you have. You get inspired from a picture you see, from a drawing, a series. Inspiration comes from everything. It's how you combine what you get, and you're going to combine the things only in your particular way because there is only one person that has experienced all what you have experienced.
Mhm.
So it just, I don't know, it comes from everything. But I like to take a lot of things because I only think that my output is going to be as good as my input. So that's why I like watching and reading and consuming stuff. But it's not consuming. That's the thing. I don't like the word consume because consuming infers that you just watch it and go to the next.
Yeah.
And it's not consumed. It has changed the meaning because it used to be, I could say, I consume all this, but now if you consume it, experiences might be better to say. I like to experience a lot of stuff. I'm behaving like crazy. I'm not doing a lot of dirty jokes that I get here.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're very welcome.
But this guy always brings up our last question. Always at the end. Brenton. Brenton says, "Would you like to do this guy, Brenton? I don't know if you know him yet, but he loves Hulk and Daredevil. So, what do you think?"
Well, I have done one, so I'd rather do the other one. And actually, I really had an idea for the Daredevil that was quite good, but I don't know why. Well, I don't remember exactly what happened, but we didn't end up making it. But yeah, I would rather do these days Daredevil. Actually, Hulk, that one Hulk that I did was going to be delivered to me today, but I didn't pick up the phone on time. And the guys then were like, okay, yeah, that's it for today.
Yeah.
So it's like, I said, at least Friday, so Monday I'm going to get my Hulk.
Dante's Inferno Daredevil with the Daredevil rogues as
Dante, I read Dante's Inferno. That's an interesting. It's a poem, right? It's called a poem. I never understood why. I had to search that.
There's three. There's three books. Three.
Well, I read the one that when he goes to look for Beatrice's wife.
Mm-hmm.
The seven hells. The seven rings of hell.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You have the ones about limbo, paradise, and then hell.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I love you too.
Well, Franco, to close up the show, I just wanted to reiterate: you have a YouTube, you have an Artstation, you have an Instagram, and I don't know if this is legit. Is this yours as well?
Yeah, that's me. That's my minis. You want? Yeah. I did because I want to do something different.
It said, "Are you sure you want to go to his website?" And I was like, "Yeah." Are you sure?
Oh yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it comes like it's not safe. It's not a safe website.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I don't know why. I don't know how to change it. The one you see, those are a few minutes that I did because I have an STL page. It's called stlprints.com.
Okay.
But STL prints. You can type it up if you like. But I do personal stuff that I do that I want mostly maybe for myself, and then just upload it there and just sell it if you want it. But mostly it's things that I do for myself. I want to have. There you go. See this kind of stuff.
I like the girl in the middle.
Yeah, that one's is nice. I have it not here, but yeah, and I'm doing more. I mean, if you see the one on the Instagram, on the one on top of the cupcake, because I mean, there you can see it's not actually the anime influence, it's the the heavy metal magazine influence. You know, it's
It's like a
the
pinup.
Luis Rosso, exactly. It's those kind of artists. That one is going to go on the STL prints for sure.
Okay.
And we do things, and my wife paints them sometimes, and it's mostly for art, for pure art's sake most of the time. And then I just sell it to keep because it's like a hobby, you're gonna say. Just helps me, to sell the stuff, helps me to buy the resin to do the printing and stuff like that. So it's a self, fulfilling. I don't know how to describe it. That one was painted by my wife.
I love this one. This one's awesome.
Your wife is really good.
Yeah, for the yeah, she's great, man. Does she have like a Instagram and all that?
Yeah, it's allmother.paint because she lost sadly she lost the original one that she had.
Okay.
So it's allmother.paint for her Instagram. So she uploads stuff that she paints.
Just look it up real quick. Oh, mother.
All the granny, all mother, like
That's not.
the old woman.
Oh, sorry, old.
No, that's my fault. Yeah, it's my accent, my Argentinian accent. No, this is the other one. Ah, goddamn it, she can't. She couldn't recoup this one. This is the other one.
This is good though, man. This is amazing. Wow.
Yeah, she did that one. I have it here. This one I did the sculpt and I printed and she did all the the environment.
Wow. That looks amazing.
And it's just too much reflection, but she did all the environment and the lights and everything, and it's super cute. I love it. It's like a little pet.
Gabino says, "Do not blame the Argentinian accent."
Because he's from Argentina.
Yeah. But yeah, Franco, thanks again, man. I know it's like an hour and a half already in, so I do appreciate your time. I see you on collecting collective minds on Sundays usually.
Yeah, sometimes when the guys invite me and I can't jump in, I jump in.
But it's great to see you there, and it's great to see you. Every time we see your work, man, it's always, oh, that's Franco. It's gonna go for $5,000, but it's beautiful. I can't afford Franco's work, but it's beautiful. But every time I hear your name, I consider you one of us because you're on the chats, you're in the panel sometimes, and you're with DCX and everything. So I was like, oh man, that guy's like one of us. So it's cool to see, and it's awesome to have you here today. It's really, really cool. To be honest, I'm nerding out, geeking out. It's like it's really cool. It was really easy to talk to you too, man. I asked you if you would like to join, and you were like, "Sure." Like, why not? I was like,
yeah.
"All right." Like, that wasn't too bad. Like, that was really cool. But thank you, man.
No, really. No, thank you for the invite. I had a lot of fun. Interesting questions. That was fun.
Yeah, it went by quick. I didn't think it went by that quick.
Oh, it's super fast. Yeah. Oh, we can do it again next year or whatever.
Yeah, whenever you want, man. Whenever you have time. Like, I know you're a busy guy, so whenever you get a chance. But Buck, you have anything left for instead of yawning all day? Like,
no, come on, Buck, you're hanging there. You're almost there.
If Franco wants to reveal to me the Marvel pieces he's doing behind the scenes, I'm all ears. What is an NDA? Nobody knows.
Nobody cares.
But Franco, thanks again, man. I'm gonna let everyone go. I know it's Friday. Everyone better be going out tonight. Go have some fun. Franco, you too. Happy birthday to you. It was last week, right?
Yeah, that week. Yeah, the 9th.
22, right? Or 23, or
how old I'm? I wish, man. 22 was fun. That was fun.
That was fun.
No, I'm there. Oh man, you just made me reminisce. I am 39. I'm just almost 40. I want to, get to 40. See if I can make it.
I think it's your daughter's birthday this weekend too, right?
Yeah, it was like on the 15th.
Okay, well, man, happy birthday, man! All you guys have fun this weekend. Definitely. Oh, and look at this guy, really quick. tuning in from the FBI.
Oh yeah, look from the
I thought you were
FBI.
back.
Yeah.
What's up,
How's it
Cash?
going, man?
We backstage?
No, but we are
Why?
about to. So just say hi and see you next one. And again, thank you for the invite. It was a lot of fun. So see you next one.
I started off with this, and I'm going to end it off with this because I think this is the best.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not